How's it going, guys? James with Stergis Windows and Doors here. In keeping with our theme of going through the anatomy of every type of window we have, today, I'm super happy to introduce to you our casement window. Now, the casement window, a lot like the double hung, is very common. Chances are you have them in your home, you've operated them. Today, we're going to go into a little bit of detail, talking about all the components, what they are, what they're called. That way, in case you ever have a failure or you need a piece, then you need to talk to someone about replacing components, you sound like a pro. A casement differs from a double hung window pretty substantially. Now, they're both very common in your house. Again, you know how to use them, but just for posterity, I'm going to go over it again. A casement opens up like a book. So you grab this handle and you crank that out and you have a massive opening, really important, really popular for rooms and buildings that need an egress, because you get the entire opening of the window that you can pass through in the event of an emergency or an evacuation. These are also very popular in kitchens and bathrooms because you get a lot of ventilation. I want to talk to you guys about some of the features that we have in our Stergis windows. As you can see, this casement is in our sandstone tan. It's one of the 3 default basic colors that we offer: white, black, and sandstone. We also do custom color paint. The glass in here, as you'll see, we have flat painted grids to match the sandstone color of the window. These are a colonial style. We also do your typical 6 light, 8 light, any sort of configuration that you'd need. We do custom grids, flat or contour. We also offer several different types of specialty glass to put in the window. Now, this one has Energy Star rated low E glass that's going to help you with your energy bill. We also offer security impact glass for safety, sound deadening SDC glass, and Energy Star rated glasses for all 4 climate zones in America. So let's go into the operation of the window. Again, it's something you're probably all familiar with. Now, on the Stergis window, you want to take this folding handle, just open that up, and disengage the sash lock. Now, that sash lock is going to loosen all the pins along the entire height of the window. Now we're free to operate it. So we're going to give this guy a crank, and it's going to open just buttery smooth, just like that. Now, once we get in here, you're going to be able to see all the hardware. But I actually skipped a step. First thing you're going to want to do is take off this screen. Now, the screen, unlike a double hung, on a casement, the screen is going to be on the inside of the window. So you have these 4 locks that are going to hold it in place. Once you disengage those, it's going to come right out. Now we're ready to take a look at the internals. Now, once you open up the window, you're going to be able to see all of our stainless steel hardware. Our pins for keeping the sash in are going to run along your height here. And you'll see this window, it depends on the height of the casement. This one has 3 pins. And those pins are going to engage with each of these extended grabbers right here. Now, all of our hardware is stainless steel, corrosion resistant. We do a lot of coastal work. We want this stuff to hold up for decades, and it does. We don't want to go back and find a rusted out screw, so we make sure we take care of that early on. So once your window is open like this, you can really easily access all of your hinge points. Now, if you need to grease or oil these for maintenance, it's all the gearing is accessible right here. Now, a feature that I love on our window is that if you need to clean these windows and you're on the 3rd or 2nd floor, if you open up your sash all the way, you're going to have a little pass-through right here. Now, what's that for? I can take my rag, so I can clean the outside of my windows super easily. So now that I've got this sash open as far as it can go, you've probably noticed this window, this casement sash here, has these little metal clasps. Now, we also have them on the inside of the frame, and what these do is when the sash is closed, those metal clasps hold hands, and on our security Solteria window, in our hurricane-rated Stormgate window, it gives extra reinforcement to that sash so that anything happening outside isn't coming inside. On Stergis casements, we also have a triple weather seal. You see, from the inside out, we have 1, 2, and 3. Now, that's to keep an airtight seal, make sure water and air stays out. Our 3rd seal, the one right on the front line, is replaceable. So any wear or damage that happens over time, you can snap it out, snap a new on it. So now we're going to take a look at taking this sash out. Now, it's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. All you're going to need is a flathead screwdriver and a little bit of brawn. When these windows get big, especially the hurricane impact or the Solteria security windows that have laminated glass, they can get heavy fast. So we're going to go ahead and take this apart now, and I'll show you how. So there are 5 points of contact holding the sash onto the frame. 3 of those points of contact are going to be on the bottom. We're going to take a look at those first. Now, you see we have 1, 2, and 3. We're going to take a look at this first contact right here. It's the very first one you see when the sash starts in the corner. Now, you take your flathead screwdriver, and each of these contact points is going to have a little bead that you can pop. Now, I take that screwdriver, I just put it in between those joints, give it a little twist, and it's going to pop right out. Now, this sash is now free to move. We've completely circumvented the gear system on this window. Now, I can just move him freely with my hand. That's going to help us take the other 2 points out. So the next point we're going to take a look at, working our way up the length of the sash, we're going to take a look at this short little arm here. This one's super simple too. You just take a look at that bead on the frame, get your flathead underneath, and pop it right off. Now the sash is only swinging from that main arm. Now, before we even take a look at that main arm, we're going to jump up top here and take a look at the top of the sash. So now we're taking a look at the top of the sash. And there are 2 points of contact that are holding this sash onto this frame. We're going to focus on this main arm here. It's holding the lion's share of the weight. Now, we're going to disconnect this arm. Before you do that, it's very important to make sure you have a good grip on that sash because it's going to want to come down. So, to take this arm off, it's super simple. You just take your flathead screwdriver, put it right in that bead, and you twist. Now, we're free to slide this sash right out of the track. So now the last step, the last thing to do is pull the bottom sash out of the track, and it slides right out. So the first step is going to be aligning the track along the bottom of the sash, the sled on the main arm of the hardware. And the top and bottom both have sleds that will slide right into their tracks. Now once your sleds are back on their tracks, we're going to start reattaching the arms. We'll start at the top. See this arm, we're going to want to put right underneath that bead. And really simply, you just squeeze it and it snaps back into place. Then you go to the bottom of the window and we start reattaching those arms in the reverse order that we did before. So we're going to grab this arm on the sash, put him right on the bead, squish him down. Now with this middle arm attached, we can freely move this casement around. It might take some adjusting with the handle, but all you have to do is grab that last beam and just bring him over to the final bead on the corner. You lift him up with your hand, and it should snap into place. Now you're locked, and your casement should operate as normal.